Hello students, welcome back to your physics class. I hope you all are good. In yesterday's video you have learned about the expansion in solids. Now today you will learn about the expansion in liquids as well as in gases. So before going to that, firstly there is one knowledgeable thing or one information hub that on pouring boiling water or ice into an ordinary glass tumbler इट क्रैक्स मीन्स कि जब भी हम किसी ग्लास टम्बलर में किसी आम ग्लास में हम बॉइलिंग वाटर या फिर बहुत ही ज़्यादा गर्म चीज़ कोई भी गर्म चाय डालते हैं, गर्म पानी डालते हैं या फिर आइस डालते हैं तो उसमें क्या है, क्रैक्स आ जाते हैं. सो व्हाई इट हैपन्स, द मेन रीज़न बिहाइंड दिस इज दैट द इनर एंड आउटर surfaces of the glass tumbler or the glass expands differently. Means there are two surfaces, inner and outer. So the inner surface and the outer surface, this is the outer surface of the tumbler, expand differently. So that's why the glass tumbler cracks when hot or cold water is poured inside the glass tumbler, because of the different expansions on the inner side and on the outer side. So it will lead to the cracks in the tumbler. So next is the expansion in liquids. Liquids will undergo cubical expansion on heating. Cubical expansion means that when we heat liquids, the volume of liquids increases on heating. So but one thing is that the volume of different liquids change to different extents. Means कि अगर हम डिफरेंट लिक्विड्स ले रहे हैं तो उनकी जो एक्सपेंशन होगी उनको हीट करने पर वो क्या है, डिफरेंट एक्सटेंट से होगी. किसी की एक्सपेंशन ज़्यादा होगी, किसी की एक्सपेंशन कम होगी. सो वी कैन परफॉर्म और वी कैन डू एन एक्टिविटी टू अंडरस्टैंड दी सेम. सो हियर इज एन एक्टिविटी that which shows that different liquids expand differently when equal amount of heat is added, or we can say that when they are heated with equal amount of heat. So for this we need three similar bottles: water, food color, coconut oil, 3 straws, modeling clay and castor oil. So what we will do, firstly we will fill one of the bottle with water and the second one with coconut oil and the third one with castor oil. And one thing we have to note down that the level of the liquids or the volume of the liquids poured in the 3 bottles should be the same. And we will put the straw in each bottle, and in the empty mouth of the bottle we will just put the clay, or we will pack clay around the straw in the open mouth of the bottle neck, or in the open neck. So after that we will take a wide container, this is the wide container, and we will place all the 3 bottles inside this wide container which is filled with hot water. So we will leave these 3 bottles for 5 minutes inside this hot water container, and after 5 minutes we will observe that the level of each liquid will be different. Why the level of each liquid will be different? Because the different liquids will expand differently. Water, coconut oil, castor oil will expand differently or to the different amount because the all are the different materials and different liquids expand differently. So this shows that different liquids expand differently when they are heated with equal amount of heat. Next is the expansion in gases. So whenever gases are heated, their volume also increases, so they also undergo the cubical expansion. So on heating, the gases expand the most, as we know, because there are large spaces in between the molecules of the gases. So that's why they expand the most, or we can say that they expand more than that of the liquids as well as solids. Now we will see that how gases expands on heating. So for that we can also do an activity, and this is an activity to understand that air expands on heating. Air is also a gas, as it is a mixture of different gases, so it expands on heating. This activity should be done under teacher's observation. This note is written here, but this is not very trouble one. So for this we need 2 balloons, 2 bottles and hot water. Firstly, we will stretch the opening of the balloon around the open end of the each bottle, and after that we will take a container and we will pour hot water into the container. Then we will place one of the bottle which is stretched with the which is covered with the balloon. So in that bottle, the bottle is placed in the hot water container, and we will leave the bottle and the balloon apparatus 5 minutes to get warm. So after 5 minutes we will see that the size of the balloon will increase. The size of the balloon which is kept in the hot water will increase. So from this we can say that air expands on heating, because this one container is outside the hot water and this bottle is placed inside the hot water. So within the 5 minutes the balloon will inflate, and this shows that the gas expands when it is heated. Next is the quick check. So first is the fill in the blanks. Dash expands more than which on heating. So as we know, gases expand more than solids and liquids on heating. Different liquids expand differently when they heated equally. Increase in the dash of an object when it is heated is called cubical expansion, that is volume. Next is which expansions are not possible in gas and liquid when they are heated. So that can be only linear and superficial expansion, because cubical expansion occurs in both gases as well as liquids. Next is dash floor is not constructed as one block as it may crack during summer. Yesterday we have learnt about it, that is a cement floor. A cement floor is not constructed as one block as it may crack during the summer, and so it is constructed with the number of blocks, leaving space in between the blocks. Next is tick the correct option. The process of expansion of materials on heating is known as thermal expansion. Linear expansion is possible only in solids. Which of the following metal strips is used in thermostats that are bimetallic? Which of the following materials shows resistance to uneven expansion on heating? That we have learned, that is ordinary glass. So ordinary glass shows uneven expansion, and due to which it cracks, but borosilicate glass expands evenly, and wood doesn't expand. So out of these only ordinary glass is that which expands unevenly. Which of the following expands the most on heating? That are gases. So this is about the quick check. Next is transfer of heat. So transfer of heat, we already know that heat transfers from hot objects to the cold objects. That means heat always transfers from the hot end to the cold end of a single object, or we can say that from hot substances to cold substances. For example, when we heat anything or here milk, then it will become hot because heat is transferred from the flame to the milk. Similarly, if we remove the milk from the flame, it cools down because the heat is transferred from the milk to its surroundings. For example, if we leave a cup of tea as it is within the surroundings, then after hot cup of tea, then after some time the heat on the tea will become cold. Why? Because the heat of the tea will be transferred to the surroundings. So in this way we can say that heat is transferred from the hot objects to the cold objects. So in all cases, heat transfers from the hot object to the cold object, and this heat transfer takes place in three different ways. First is the conduction, second convection, and third is radiation. So firstly we will learn about the first method of heat transfer, that is conduction. So for understanding conduction, we can do one activity. For example, if we take a spoon and we keep the one end of the spoon under the flame or over the flame for some time, then after some time we will see that the other end of the spoon will also become hot, and it will be difficult for us to hold the spoon because it will become hot. So this shows that heat transfers from the one end of the spoon to the cold end of the spoon. But how it happens, how the heat has been transferred from the hot end to the cold end? Firstly, the particles of the spoon which are in contact with the flame gains heat energy, and these particles will transfer the energy to the particles of the adjacent section. मीन्स कि जो पार्टिकल्स यहाँ पर होंगे वो क्या है, हीट एनर्जी को ट्रांसफर करेंगे नेक्स्ट वाले पार्टिकल्स को, फिर जो यहाँ पर पार्टिकल्स होंगे वो ट्रांसफर करेंगे नेक्स्ट वाले पार्टिकल्स को. इसी तरह से द हीट एनर्जी, वो जो हीट एनर्जी है वो पास आउट होती जाएगी टू द नेबरिंग पार्टिकल्स. So in this way the heat energy will reach at the end or at the other end of the spoon which is previously cold. So in this way heat is transferred from the flame to the subsequent sections of the spoon, and thus it finally reaches the other end of the spoon, and it will become difficult to hold the spoon because it has become hot due to the transfer of heat. So this process is known as conduction, which process in which the heat energy is transferred from the one particle to the another, but without the actual movement of the particles. Particles remain at their positions. Particles will not move. Particles अपनी जगह से नहीं हिलेंगे. But जो heat energy है वो एक particle से दूसरे particle तक, दूसरे particle से तीसरे particle तक है जो transfer होती रहेगी until it reaches the last of the spoon, or until it reaches the other end of the spoon it will go through. So this process is known as the thermal conduction. So how we can define thermal conduction? That the process in which heat energy is transferred from one particle to another without the actual movement of the particles, that is known as thermal conduction. And we can do an activity to investigate the transmission of heat by conduction. So this is a very simple activity. For this we just need a metal rod, drawing pins, some wax, means candle wax, a brick and burner. Brick or some heavy object which can be used to carry the rod over the table. So firstly what we will do, we will take the iron rod and on one of the end of the flat sides fix 3 drawing pins at the different locations with the help of wax. Here you can see that 3 pins we have attached or fixed at the rod at the different locations with the help of wax. यहाँ पर हमने wax use करके तीनों pins को लगा दिए, pin A, pin B and pin C. Then we will place the one end of the rod on the table with the help of some heavy object, and the other end is being heated using a burner. So with the passage of time what happens, the heat will transfer from this end to this end, and one by one the pins will start falling. So we will observe that the pin C will fall first as the wax melt, because वो जो wax है वो melt हो जाएगी, and after that heat transfers to the heat energy will reach at this point or at this pin B. Here when the wax melts the pin B also falls, and so on. So in this way we can conclude that the heat is transferred from the hot end of the rod to the cold end. Next is conductors and insulators. So what are conductors and insulators? We have also learnt about the electrical conductors and insulators, but these are the thermal conductors and insulators. The materials which allow the heat to pass through them are called conductors of heat, or thermal conductors of heat. thermal conductors only. So all the metals are the good conductors. For example, silver, aluminium, iron, copper, these are the best conductors of heat. And we also use silver and aluminium utensils in our kitchens because they are best conductors of heat, and it is very easy to cook food in these utensils. Next are the insulators. Insulators are those which do not allow the heat to pass through them easily, so that are known as poor conductors of heat or simply insulators. So that include plastic, wood, cotton, glass, up to so on. So air and water are the poor conductors of heat. Now we will look at some applications of conductors and insulators. So the first application is being used, or the first application is in our kitchens. In our kitchen, we use frying pans, kettles, and other cooking utensils which are made up of metals. And metals, we know these are good conductors of heat, but the handles of these cooking utensils are made up of bad conductors of heat. That can be wood, plastic, or any other material. So why we have done this? Because they will help us in holding the hot utensils comfortably, because when we cook them on the flame, when we cook the food in these utensils on the flame, then this will become hot and it will be difficult for us to hold. So for holding them, we will use handles of wood, plastic to avoid the injuries. So that's why these are the bad conductors of heat used for the handles of the cooking utensils. Next application is in the cooling system of automobiles. Heat is taken away by the flow of water in the copper wires around the engine. Sometimes you have seen that in the automobiles, around the engine there are copper pipes, and inside the copper wires pipes there is a flow of water, so which is used so that the heat is absorbed by the hot water is sent outside. Next application is that mercury is used in the thermometer, as it is a good conductor of heat. So whenever there is fever to any person, and after that the mercury will expand and it will measures the body temperature effectively, because it is lustrous and will expand uniformly. So that's why it will give, or it will measure the body temperature effectively. So these are the three applications of conductors and insulators. There are some other applications that we will learn tomorrow. So I hope these topics are clear to you. Thank you.